Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Maryam, thank you so much for joining us today. I'd like to introduce Maryam Akhtar first and before the session, and then we continue. And then thank you for agreeing to participate in this workshop. Thank you very much. So, Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Ayeesha Mujeeb, and I will be hosting this session on behalf of We Empower Pakistan today. So let me introduce Maryam. So Maryam is a multifaceted professional who combines her passion for peace, climate change, and wellness with her skills in innovation management and research. She's currently pursuing a master's degree in peace and conflict studies at National University of Science and Technology, NUST, in Islamabad. She has a diverse background and experience in promoting sustainable development goals and tackling issues related to climate change, peace education, and wellness. She's also a Pride alumnus of Change Maker Exchange program, a mover envoy, and an FXB climate advocate. Currently, she is leading the research and development WG of Fridays for Future Pakistan. And proudly, I can say that she's also a core team member at We Empower Pakistan. She's driven by deep commitment, no doubt, to creating positive change in the world and believes that by working together and taking small steps, we can create a better future, inshallah. The floor is yours, Maryam. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for such a, detailed, I will say again, introduction. Thank you so much. And yeah, I think so. Today we are going to actually talk about resume because, and I feel like in your professional career, for sure, resume, that document, it really plays, an important role, no matter how many experience you do have. But even if you are not able to, just portray that on a single document that is going to be there and you're going to apply for jobs or different maybe dream positions that you really want through that. So it's really important. And I think so without wasting some time, let's have a look how you can make a good resume. For sure, I do have a template over here that I'm actually going to fill and just talk about, maybe little do and don'ts as well, or what are the things that you actually need to be, mindful about when, working on your resume. For sure, it all starts with the name, right? So use for sure go with the caps lock and yeah let it wait up. Yeah, go for a caps lock and then go for okay, that has some issues. Yeah, perfect. Akhtar. Yeah, so you just added the name over there, and there is maybe one thing you can do later on when we have, the whole template filled. I normally, just go with a blue color and then I just, all the titles over here, I color them a little as well. So your name is there, you can add your phone number, and please make sure you don't, you go with the country code like +92, which is for Pakistan. So you go with that format. So maybe even if you're applying for somewhere, abroad. So for that matter, for better communication as well. Uh, email is quite important because, and please be mindful that what kind of email that you add in, maybe make a new one. If your previous email is like princess something or something like that, please don't add that up. Maybe you can go with any email or makeup app, because yeah, most of the times the email, they are already not available or something like that. But maybe just still go with an email that is available and that looks professional. And also make sure to link that up, so when you just click it, when someone will, even in the PDF form, when someone will click it, so they can actually just go directly to that. And when it comes to LinkedIn, I think so LinkedIn is really important when it comes to your online presence. So okay, so let me get LinkedIn. Okay. So LinkedIn is quite important. So, and don't add LinkedIn like this. Insert a link and then on the word, and even here there is a edit link option. Okay, what text that you want to appear. So you must edit to like that. Don't let the whole link, be there. It doesn't look that much good. So please make sure that you do uh, it like this. And then for the picture, maybe it depends that you want to add or not, but I do add as well. And this is actually the Harvard format, and it's good to add. So no problem. Uh, Adding a professional picture. Please make sure again that you add a very professional picture. Don't add any selfie or anything with maybe filters or something. Please, yeah. So that would be really important. So when it comes to, for sure the education section, first let me give you a little overview so we know that where we are going, right? So this is really important. Also, maybe you can add in the location. That depends upon you if you want to add Pakistan or the city that you are in Pakistan again, maybe Islamabad, Pakistan, that would be for me. So you can add that up here as well. But don't give, because I have even seen people adding CNIC or maybe date of birth. Please never add that up because those are your, personal details, and you should never add them up on a document which you never know who's going to add, right? So don't add, just add maybe phone number, email for sure, LinkedIn, make a LinkedIn. LinkedIn is quite important. And then maybe the location. No, don't add the full street address. Don't do that. If someone wants to, send you a letter or something, they will contact you via email, and then personally you can, just send that request or address that request for sure. And okay, first of all, we do have here the education session where you can add. Don't start with, again, I think so if you have masters, if you have done even bachelors, because most of the positions they don't, they don't want to know about your metric or O levels or A levels. So don't add too much over here. Maybe just start with there's college or university. Yeah. So you can just, even if it's for bachelor's, just I think so write bachelor's if you are just doing bachelor's. And for sure, if you are now in your master's, add bachelor's, then masters on the top. It's always the most, the most recent experience. So bachelor's would be down here, and then the masters would be here, right? And for sure, we will actually just talk about. I will fill one of the segment over here to show you. And then for professional experience again, start with maybe adding all the companies, but for resume, and you really have to be mindful regarding the job description, the JD of that place of that job that you are actually applying, and then you add only the relevant details. Or maybe if even, because I think so for us growing up, when you have just graduated, we don't have maybe that much experience that fully aligns. Yeah, maybe for that time you can add a little experience, maybe that connects in somehow, for sure, in some way, that how the responsibilities of that job, or how you can actually add value to the position you are applying, then you can add. But I think so when you have a lot of experience or something, just make sure to add that specific details. And then for sure, as in academic, it again depends on the job that you are applying. If you are more of applying in the research domain, or maybe in the academics, for sure this I think so portion is going to be the most important, right? But maybe if you're applying for some job that doesn't actually require that much of academic skills, or maybe research skills or anything, but requires more of practical, so you can even skip this up, this academic experience one, right? So I normally skip those up. So, and then for sure, for me personally, that curricular and volunteer experience is the most important one. So feel free to, add the volunteer experiences or maybe all the work that you have done in some society. Yeah, as a freshie or as a, a fresh graduate, for sure, I think so most of the experience that most individuals have is maybe working in different, societies of the university. You can add that up over here, and maybe later on for sure when you are progressing in this journey, you can just replace them with more relevant and more authentic in some way, because society, or maybe at national, if you have volunteered at national level and then global level, you can add them up. And these experiences, maybe you can add them up in your LinkedIn, right? Because we have added the LinkedIn. So don't be, don't worry that maybe if you don't have something over here that that is just going to be missed out. Your LinkedIn would be the, you can say your LinkedIn will speak that up, that yeah, the person did even that while working in his or her university. So don't be afraid, or yeah, even for me, I totally get sometimes cutting the resume short is like, should I cut it or not? But yeah, that depends, how you want to portray yourself. And then there is honors and awards, uh, where you can maybe, if you have some, receive some academic scholarships, you can write them up. You did some online courses, you can note them down as well. And then for sure, some award and certifications as well. If you receive some, or, feel free to use them up over here to showcase maybe, how over the journey you have been even recognized by different, organizations or people or the environment as a whole, right? And then for sure, this is important. Your technical skills, that what maybe softwares that you know how to use them, the certifications that you have done. Certification is more of like, that's going to be a little different, or maybe if the overlap over here, you might not add over here, right? Or what certifications are here as well. So it depends, and then intros, you can even add your intros. It will actually assist or maybe lead to more questions, but be prepared about them. Just say what's actually right or something like that, because these would actually be coming in the questions of your interview. So at the interview, for sure, at the same time, yeah, you would need to justify this all, but in trials as well, I feel like, for sure, a few questions would be coming on this front as well. And then language, uh, yeah, surely, portray if you know English, Urdu, or some other language as well, Spanish, Chinese, Arabic. So write that up as well over here. Yeah. Aisha was like, am I doing fine? Because I normally go with,
Absolutely. No, no, no.
yeah,
This is very nice because you are obviously you have the background, and I mean I have questions, and I can wait for you to finish the
okay,
session.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Because I normally go with more of an interactive session.
Right.
So that's why.
No,
Yeah,
no, that's fine.
perfect.
I mean, I have questions, but I mean, if you are okay, I can ask now if you want.
Perfect. I think so. Ask now, that would be much better.
Okay, so
Yeah.
great. I mean, I like the format, number one. And I like the idea of putting the LinkedIn page there because or a LinkedIn profile or even a tab, because not many people do that still. And also, since it's a fresh graduate CV, I think it's good because we always focus on a research-based CV, and this is why it's
Mm,
so fresh. So it's nice
mm.
that you have actually introduced different points, which makes it different. So it's for a fresh graduate. So this is good. Yeah, this is very good. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Because yeah, even if I say for myself, I now focus on for sure research, but I'm more of a person who's a practical, right? So I
Yes,
think so. Then
so this works
it's
because this is a
yeah.
very practical CV. And I mean, yeah, I'd like you to continue, and
Perfect.
I can obviously share my feedback also in between. Thank you, Maria.
Perfect. Perfect. No problem. Perfect. So let's, come back and just start, filling it up. And even, well, I have done that for myself. I have actually even added a video introduction over here. It really depends, how far do you want to go, or how, uh, how much, why you want to actually work on your document.
That's
I've
sorry
added,
to cut
yeah.
you, but could you also share the video? Because we probably haven't done that at all. And
I even need
there's
to
yeah.
update that up. I
Okay.
recorded a video. I recorded my introduction video around like 30 to 40 seconds, no more than that. And then added the link over here and just wrote, introduction or something, visual introduction or something.
Visual introduction.
Like we added,
Okay, that's
yeah.
thank you. Thank
So it's like, just add anything that you want. So let's, let's just fill it up a little bit. So national. Perfect. So you are going to write your university over here. And then it depends. Yeah, even when we talk about GPA, it's not actually required to be written on your CV, to be very honest. So it really depends. And even if you have like CGP above 3.5, yeah, surely mention that. And again, it depends upon you, right? But it's not as such of a mandatory requirement when it comes to GPA on your CV. So that's why I think so it's really important that while you are, studying, you focus on gaining some experience, you focus on, developing some skills rather than just, maybe obtaining 3.9 or 4 GPA, because that is really important. So, and then when you are writing the GPA, do mention SC GPA, and then out of, because there are different grading systems, or right, so do mention it's maybe out of 4. And then for sure we just talk about masters of, let me just go please, and complex studies. Okay, pardon my spelling. And yeah, even the spellings, please make sure that you run a grammar and spell check at the end. It's really important because it can make it or break it, to be honest. So yeah, um, the city as well, and then the country, starting year, month, and yeah, when you are doing this, because I have seen this issue as well, if you are, starting with, you're not writing September full, right? Stick to this format all, like all through your CV. Then don't at some point write September full, or maybe, have choose a particular format that you are going to write your date and everything, and then you must stick to it. Like, even for example, if I write 2023 over here, then please don't add like 23 in any coming section. Just stick to the one format that you choose. And then if your degree is, you're still in it, so just write present. And then do rest for the, the degree. And for that, maybe if you have completed the degree, just write the month it ended and the year it ended, right? The education section is done, and even I actually fold it up and then a little color. I think just the same color, right? And even you have to make sure you use the same color and everything. It's important. And I think so even I would like to, yeah, I'm more familiar with word for sure. You can actually, just um, capitalize it fully. Education. It depends upon you. but I think so
Okay.
it will look
So
good
uppercase.
that way. So you can do that. That's it's perfect. So yeah, make sure that you know the same font, same, and yeah, even if you see in this resume, there in this template, there are many font sizes. So you really have to, you know, be choosy and be careful. It it does, and I think so. It might be feeling a little easy right now, but trust me, it takes much time. That you see, this is 10 font, and then we go back to 11, and then for sure there's a different font, and then you would be writing that skill that is going to be, you know, italicized. And so you really have to be mindful of few things. And I think so let's just speed up a little and just write the name of the company. Now when you are coming towards, you know, maybe your professional experience, write the, you know, the name of the company. Let's talk about We Empower Pakistan. That's the way. Perfect. So maybe the starting month can be August 2023 to present, right? So one line description, you're going to also write the, you know, you need to tell care that what's actually the company or the organization about. So the best thing that I actually do for myself, I always go to their, you know, LinkedIn page or something. They always have, every company, they always have a line there. Pick that up because it should actually match. I fully don't recall. Um, we can even search committed to empowerment. Okay. I use LinkedIn on other one. So committed to Sam. I maybe just a very short, don't go to two-liner or something like that. And then maybe you can, you know, just add your job title. And if the, you know, the period is actually different, because sometimes we do get promotion, right? So for this particular, you know, a position, then this will actually come down over here. And then you will write that date over here. And then if there is another position that you worked in the past, that title would be here and its date would be here and its description will be followed, right? So when it's the same, and maybe you can just, you know, and you see it's going to be in italics now. So maybe you can write digital marketing specialist, right? And then no, this is the most important part. I think so in the whole resume, if you just understand this thing, your job is done. This is the most important because the rest maybe it's more about the formatting and, you know, using this thing even in the later time as well. I'm going to let this description be over there. So now you are going to about this position, right? Just think about, and even I think it's really important that you read the JD. We will go back, we go to a JD, have a little look, a little look. You should actually read it and what, you know, things which you should do, what I do, because it's really important.
Sorry,
Okay,
ask you a question here.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I mean to say is, so you're trying to, I mean, I like the format of professional experience. So you're trying to match the job description of the potential job, right? Okay, right. I understand. Yeah.
While staying relevant, because there can be, you know, when it comes to maybe particular, if I have communication skills in my mind, maybe they have used interpersonal skills, right?
Yeah.
And the system is going to check for interpersonal skills. So the thing is the same that I want to say right there in my CV, right, in my resume. But you can just pick up the words that they have used in the JD,
Yeah.
because then for sure your when your resume will have that, the system will pick up your resume. Otherwise, even if you meant that, yes, it is ATS readable because I have checked it. Yeah, there is this thing about ATS readable as well. Because most of the templates, that's why I always focus on, make this like this. This is even the Harvard recommended. You
Yeah,
can
absolutely.
download uh this if you just search for Harvard resumes and cover letter. So you will get all this up.
Yeah,
I
this
will
is
get
very
back to this.
informative. Very informative. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is really
no
good.
problem. Thank you. Okay, so let's just cover this up and then I will, show you the tabs I even have. The other tabs are being shown, right? When I change my tabs. Or you can just see the one tab.
No, we can see the
You
tab.
can see all the tabs. Perfect. Okay, so I think so let's just come back and talk about this thing and then we will for sure have a little detour. So the skill is really important that you actually start with as you see in the description as well, the one summary word that describes the main skill that you use. So if I just talk about, maybe when it comes to this position, what skill, maybe I can just say content creation, right? Because it starts from there. And then you are going to italic, italics, and then that's done over there. And then you are gonna go ahead and think about not just think and just actually you have to summarize the first short thinking, a detailed description of how you use that skill and what was achieved as a result. Because most of the times I can surely say all of you must have seen that as well. When it comes to first, people maybe don't add the detail. That is one thing. And even if they do, they actually add the JD. They don't add what they did. That was supposed to, or and yeah, there's some do and don'ts. They use the word I. You should never use the word I. I shouldn't be there. You should still start with an action word. So action word is really important. And even there are action verbs. You can have a list of action verbs there. You can search them up. Even if, when it comes to content creation, maybe you can use a word created, right? Or made or created. It goes more with the, the context. So maybe you
Yeah,
can,
because I completely agree with you. I mean, using the correct words, like even created, for example, and being a little more expressive is important,
mm,
which we miss out. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Developed, curated,
Yeah,
established. Yeah.
established.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. So
And
these are
sorry
all
to
the action
interrupt you, but
words.
there's a question from the audience as well, if you would like to answer that, or I should just.
Yeah,
So the question is this template ATS readable?
yeah, I talked about it. Yes, this is ATS readable because that's why I was focusing, that you should go for maybe make a resume in Word or we are doing here on the drive. So it can be read by the system because most of the templates, it is not that much of a template. ये template मैंने खुद बनाई है ये वैसे I got it from a fellowship. So जो दूसरी templates होती है because sometimes I've even received pictures होती है. So so for sure the system can't read it, right? You really have to make sure it is ATS readable. It's such a good point, and that's why I was then saying this is Harvard recommended format. So for sure it's a little work because I think so the sites or there are few software or something, you just add the details and then they just adjust it in one page or something. You can see there are 2 columns, 3 columns, colorful a little, maybe it look appealing to the eyes, but it's just like, you can do that with your LinkedIn maybe. you can add colors on your LinkedIn, and then add LinkedIn link over here, but let this resume or something. The picture has a little, I think so. It was good in the start, but it has, I think so. Yeah, you don't leave it like that. If we have time, we will adjust it because we don't leave it like that. Okay, so so it's really important that a good point that it is readable. That's why I do a little work over here maybe. And once you have, I think so, made one resume, you can always come back, add new skills, add new experiences, and just create it well to your job application. So let's just talk about in the start, there's going to be skill and then an action verb, and then followed by a detailed what you actually did. I talked about content creation, created, give you have to quantify, even you have to quantify the results. If you can quantify, so maybe you can do that, right? Created 5, you can say, social media posts for, just add more details, more specifics for month of August on the theme of STEM, where just even if you use some softwares, it's about content creation. If it's about graphics, maybe you can add like Canva, or maybe if you use anything, so just add that up, or with a team of maybe 5 people, let a team of 5 people just quantify, give numbers, and what was the result achieved. Just maybe just go for that.
This is
If they
this is a very
Mhm.
good point because sometimes we don't focus because then that kind of reflects leadership also, team building also. And we minus these skills, but in practical life, these skills are the ones that really matter, right? Team
Yeah.
building, leadership, for example. So, yeah, so this is good. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. And I think so because of this, I'm just going to show when it comes to I do have, let's go start with this one. Because this was I think so the most important part of the resume, to be honest. If someone just get it, you need to start with a summary word that is going to be your skill, and then you start with an action verb. For this word, even just to select this word, trust me, maybe you will have to spend 10 minutes or something to find the right word, maybe, or 5 minutes, or or a little lesser if just you make your resume way much. So then you will get which word to add. So you really just need to spend some time, and then quantify 5, 6, maybe let a team of, if it's you can add leadership over here, and then let a team of 5 individuals working across 5 global, or maybe you can add that we were working in different time zones, right? And then you even let them, and then you worked on a particular project, and that was the outcome. It adds more value. So just be think about how you can actually portray what you actually have done, quantify it, and show the outcome. How did you do it? If there was a team, you led it, or how was that? But maybe in the start you can write a little longer line, and then you can just concise it a little more, what words should replace, so that the meaning gets conveyed in the lesser words. That is really important, I think. So the same is going to come with the academic. For sure it's going to be a little again, when it comes to academics or something, if you did internship or some research, even I have even got this feedback. You can combine these two as well. You can surely do. If it's much different, maybe than your professional experience, it's purely academic, then you can, or else you can just professional experience. You can combine them up. No need to give an extra heading. Just combine them up. Or maybe when it comes to academics, you have publications. You can add a separate tab of publication, and then you can add those publications over there. But you can for sure combine those up. So that would be much, I think, so better that you have professional experience, extracurricular and volunteer, even honors and what it depends. I don't add it. You can even add that on your LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn will cover this portion. So, and even I think so when it comes to certifications or something, you can add the relevant ones, or maybe LinkedIn can have different courses details. Let's just go back here a little. I will just show you little do and don'ts, and then we can resume over there, and we will have a look at JD, because if we don't know how to read a JD, I think so it's going to be pretty tough. Okay, we do have a question. Should resume be such a even I ask this question myself, to be very honest. Should resume be one pager, or it can be two pager as well? There is always a confusion that the recruiter might not look at the lengthy resume, but on the other hand, if someone is having, let's say, 10 years of experience, then it's really difficult to summarize. So true, so true. And that is, I think so, the major problem that we face. Even I just recently sent an application for a position at UNDP, and I was like, should I cut it down or not? But my heart was like, don't do it, don't do it. I just let it send that way, to be very honest. It was like 2 page or something, but there is this thing for sure, I think so, just add relevant experiences, and still while just cutting maybe the unrelevant experiences, your resume is like 2 pages, I think so in this era is acceptable. Two is good, because even when it comes to, you see the formatting, the space is there. So this template particularly, it goes to do it. This goes to do. That's why even there was a time when I, gave my resume for review. They were like, use maybe those templates, which have like partition and something, because was it combines all the things in one. But I was like, nah, better have maybe 2 pages than going for that option. So that's why I think so most of the time you will see people have uh added information. It's just like suffocated. The information is there and suffocated, or maybe they will just add the title of digital marketing specialist, we empower Pakistan in this date. They won't add anything, they won't add this and that. So then I think so then if cutting all the necessary information and having one pager, then it's not worth it, right? So for sure. And even the formatting, right? Like I mentioned, that this is a little, out. So that is going to play, no, it's good. That is going to play a negative uh, role. So formatting, when the formatting is amazing, I can say the recruiter is going to see, because the recruiter is going to see, because not many people have a very good formatting. I have seen resumes, so there might be spelling mistakes, or have a uniformity. Just for example, you see this, I think it's capital, capitalized. This is not. That is for sure going to portray a negative impression, right? So you need to have. Uh, you need to uh, make uniformity and in your resume, so just see the difference. I think so that's a difference, right? So first it was looking little on and off. So when you add a little uniformity, you work on it much, the picture is in the line, the formatting is done. So I think so, because the C maybe for like less than 10 seconds, 8 seconds. So if the format is good, trust me, they're going to see. That's what I can say. It depends with the person then. So yeah, I think so. You can download this document as well. Just write Harvard resume, cover letters. Cover letter even is really important. JD, first of all, reading JD and then making a good resume and then making a good cover letter. And I think so before that, even LinkedIn. So these four things, you really have to work on these four things to actually get the place. If someone has worked on these four things and they have, I think so, a resume more than 2 pages, if I'm a HR, I would surely hire that person, to be very honest. So yeah, as mentioned here as well, be as specific as you can rather than giving the, the general description, because everyone is going to do that. Everyone is gonna be general. In order to stand out, be as specific, quantify. The thing that we talked about, quantify, if you can find social media, what was the result, maybe reached 1,000 people or something like that. If you can quantify and use active active sense rather than the passive. And also this thing, right to express, not impress, because and even I think so it's really important, even when I was saying that you have to keep the JD in mind and then maybe edit it, but still at the same time be mindful that you don't go that much out of the way. I think so time is a little less or something. You can just download this document, have a look. There is a list of action words for your resume that you can use. See, if you want to communicate about leadership, these are all the words. And then you can go to JD and you can see which word is more uh, is the same or maybe more linked towards that JD that you are applying for. Communication. These are all for research, for technical or maybe teaching, for quantitative, kit developed, managed, marketed, minimized, planned, calculated, budgeted. So for creative domain, you maybe curation would be here as well. It's not, but yeah. So helping, if you're talking about helping, assisted, maybe proposed, participated, motivated, guided. So these action words are really important. And then for sure, effective cover letter as well. Do have a look, because I think so people don't even know how to write a cover letter. So that is also important. You can see these are the templates that they actually worked on. These are the samples. They didn't have added the picture, so maybe you can remove the picture if you don't want. So email number is there, education, and even these portions, some people, actually put technical skills on top, because then again, it depends upon the job that you are applying for. Maybe if you're in the, you are applying for software company. So all these are going to be more important, right? Like this person, he's from computer science background, so that these skills are going to be more important, because they just want to know, do you know Java, do you know Python, and they don't want to, just scroll down and then go over here. Now, so it depends upon you, what you are applying for, and then maybe you can, just swipe the position as well, right? So another template, maybe it's a little different, uh, or maybe they have, did it like the center aligned. You can go for left aligned as well. It depends, and they have actually capitalized these as well. But again, you see, there is uniformity. If you adopt something, there should be uniformity. It shouldn't be like, I capitalized it one time and then I don't capitalize it the next time. So you need to have uniformity. Just go with this document that's there, and then for sure again you can get so many action words. And yeah, there is a site, I don't remember the name. Maybe i i I know I don't have, I have, yeah, I think so, yes, yeah, tag word crowd. But okay, then this is gonna, so there are actually the sites where you can actually the JD that you get. Let me have this open and that as well. The JD that you have, you can copy and paste that into, there are certain there are certain, tag word is one of them. So there is this JD of UNDP, right? So UNDP, little background about the UNDP, the duties and responsibilities is really important. What you should normally do, what I do, copy and paste all this up in your Word, and then start highlighting the things that they want you to focus on. And you have to actually portray that in your resume. That's how it should be. And then for sure, see the competencies as well. It's all, level one. It's for a certain position. So open-minded, curious, open to creative ideas, plans and monitors, right? So maybe you can use an action word, monitored, planned, things like that. And then for sure, it's like appreciate differences. Yeah. And even if you have a experience where you worked with, people across the globe, write that up, because it's just, enable diversity and inclusion. So partnership or maybe, something like that. So really have to be mindful of this as well. And then it's all the experiences. Do check if really even fall in the category of applying as well before you start making up a resume or something, and then you see maybe you're not even eligible. So you can copy and paste that JD, and then you can have add the web page URL as well, so you can see the words, right? The words they have used the most. The project and implementation have been used very much. Development is their experience. So now you have to keep these words in mind. And you actually, if you have already have a resume, make it specific for this particular role based on these words as well, based on the JD. So these are few things, and they, I think, to make you stand out, because the system, as she mentioned as well, because they read for the words, right? Okay, even if the resume they have mentioned certain words, that is the initial screening. So you will pass that screening, or else if you haven't, you might have maybe have had the perfect experience or something. It might be possible, the system doesn't read that up. So it's really important that you see the JD, you understand it, and then maybe you work on your resume. Academic experience is going to be the same, and when it comes to extracurricular, let it just be this, and maybe yeah. Now you see, we are not going to add the detail like this, right? About the company, because it's more of like a volunteer experience. Just go and not the position, just a position over there. It's regardless of the scale, right? So, but what I normally do is I add another, I add that. I add this thing over here. Sorry. That skills acquired. I do add this up over here. So for every particular, um experience, because right now you see, instead of using the skill over here, we are actually starting with the position, right? And then managed again, start with an action word, quantify it the way they have done. Managed accounts and finance for the society, supervising a team of 3 volunteers and generating periodical financial reports every semester. You see, they have even quantified it. Okay, they haven't used generating, periodic generated financial reports. Mentioned every semester, periodic, and then supervised. So a team of 3 volunteers. So, it actually, adds that little details as well, instead of just managed. And most people do I managed accounts and finance. No, I there is no I. So manage the accounts and finance, and you see it, how it is done. So maybe you can see over here as well. In the human resource, we found that if MCB increased its use of training in the human resource department, it would decrease HR turnover and thus increase overall bank profits by 15%. You see, quantify it. So you really need to, just start quantifying the things that comes up in the mind, or skills acquired, so you can actually see management is there. So management, and then maybe leadership as well. So skills acquired, done, right? And yeah, the space actually shouldn't be here. I think so. You can actually there is a command for that space line, and yeah, so you can remove the I know much about the word. So yeah, and then for sure you can just mention different, owners and award as well. Maybe received this thing from that, just the timeline, technical skills. You can just, if you are, some softwares, you can add that up. For me, technical skills, they're always maybe going to be um Office, or maybe, Canva, something like that. If there's some interest, you can go with that. For me, maybe it is going to be for sure sustainable development goals, climate action, hiking even. So when I mentioned hiking, so I should be prepared that there would be questions coming up on the front of hiking in my interview, right? So whatever you mentioned, you really need to be mindful that the question is going to be there. Don't just add that up because someone else did and they got the job. Never do that. And the language as well. Arabic, because it there is a ongoing, I think so there is a video as well. There was one person who added, Arabic on their resume, and then they actually had to deal with a customer who was speaking Arabic, and she was just saying Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, because she didn't knew Arabic. So you really have to be mindful how you do it. I think so. Just this part looks good, so I'm going to just show you this. The rest needs a little editing. I think so. That's it. That's it, because at the end, whenever you update, there can be little things which can go up and down. Be sure to edit and format the whole document. And even I think so while saving the document, go with a resume, maybe Maryam Akhtar, or add your name and the document. Don't please do it while sending final version is here, some stuff like that. Just
Also,
edited it.
sorry, Mariam. Also, I mean, at the end of once you've obviously formatted everything and you have the final document, do you usually send it as PDF always? Because
PDF.
you never send it as Word, right?
Never send it as Word. Never send it as Word. It's always, file. You can go to, in the Word, you can go to file, export as PDF, and then here as well, document and download as a PDF. And always send that on Word, and for sure, check check that is it the way it is, like all the formatting is good over here, right? So do, and this thing, uh, we have an email, so you can see the link that the link that we have added. It actually going to take to that. Yeah, just see. So Maryam Akhtar is here. So you're even, LinkedIn is going to speak out. We can even have a session on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is just
That would be nice.
so
I think
important.
I would obviously be
Yeah.
part of that session if you because I think not a lot of people know the importance of LinkedIn still in our
Mm.
research community, and this is why I mean it's nice that it comes from you or somebody who has the experience of using LinkedIn or who has actually benefited also from LinkedIn, right? Because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, for any job, we need to market ourselves as well, and
Mm.
it's a good marketing tool.
It's all about marketing yourself nowadays, how well you can portray. And then there is another thing, that so many things we can actually cover, to be very honest. And then if you go to this, you'll see my link tree. This is link tree actually, and even this is another thing that you can use to make your brand, because it's all about personal brand. And just showcase, add your socials or maybe other things that you want.
So
So
is this a
just
website? Is this a website or is it another social media platform?
it's just, a website. Yeah, you can say you can download the app as well, and then you can, make your link tree. You can customize it. There is paid version as well, but I say can maybe stick to a free version for now, if you don't want to, that much track the analytics or something. And just make it up, and for sure add that up. It's just one link to your all links. See, there's so many links that I've added. One link to all. I just share link tree, uh, and then people can go to if they want.
I think we should
Just
definitely have another session on LinkedIn and
yeah, Yeah,
Because
yeah. You can
it goes
see
hand in
all
hand,
this.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So all the things they pop up just one link. So
This
that's
is
why.
brilliant. This is really nice.
That's it, I guess. There's so many things, so many specifics. I think so you can always reach out. Maryam Akhtar, maybe if you like link tree would be there if you Google it up. So yeah, much.
Thank you so much, Mariam. I think it's going to be a wrap up. I truly believe I think we should have another session on LinkedIn and Linktree
Mm.
because, like I said, from a research background, I think we don't really focus and emphasize on these social media platforms, but they make a huge difference when it comes to jobs and applying. And people nowadays do check your LinkedIn profile as well
Yes.
for hiring you. But thank you so
Thank you
much
so
once
much.
again. It was very informative. I really enjoyed the session. And of course, stay tuned. Absolutely.